Well, hi there everyone and welcome to my channel. I'm so glad you're here today. I've got another meal in a jar recipe for you, and this one is for a creamy Cajun chicken pasta. So we're going to have some yummy chicken and some vegetables and a cream sauce, and we'll use just a regular penne pasta, or if you prefer, you could use a gluten-free pasta. Pretty much any shape will do. I'm going to be using Judy's brand cream cheese powder and Anthony's brand heavy cream powder in this, along with a lot of seasonings. This is what's going to give it the Cajun flavor. This recipe is spicy, but it's delicious. You're going to start with a quart-sized jar. This will serve about 3 large servings. You'll start with 1.5 cups of pasta, 1 cup of our chicken dices. You can use whatever kind of chicken you like in this. And then I went ahead and put the heavy cream powder sauce because it should settle down into the spaces there and give you more room. And then we'll add several vegetables. I used both red and green bell peppers and some tomatoes and sliced onions in this. And then I added the cream cheese powder and the mushrooms. The mushrooms are optional. I always say that they're optional. Pretty much everything in this is optional. You know, if you don't like it, don't use it. Our Parmesan cheese is nice and salty. The garlic's perfect in here. It really is a great recipe if you'll give it a try. And I promise it does all fit in the jar. I wanted to kind of zoom in and show you that once you get all your stuff in there and it's time for the seasonings, you can just pour them on the top and they'll settle down into the jar. So the Cajun seasonings I used were the Cajun two-step, some Old Bay, and the Tony Chachere's. I think that's how you say it. If you don't want it to be too spicy, just cut back on those amounts a little bit, and it'll be less spicy. A bit of salt and pepper and parsley, and that's 1/2 teaspoon of our Thrive Life Chef's Choice seasoning. It's just an all-purpose seasoning. By the way, I will include the full recipe in the description box below. And see how those seasonings, they kind of settle down into the jar. They'll settle into the spaces, and you should have plenty of room. You can go ahead and include your oxygen absorber if you're going to store this for the long term, probably up to about a year. Well, how about that? And not too difficult to put together either. I think it's pretty. And I think this is a perfect one to give as a gift. Holiday season is coming up, and who doesn't love to receive a homemade kind of gift? This is really easy to prepare too. So I would suggest, if you know somebody that would like a homemade gift, that this is a good one to give them because it's a simple just add water recipe, and you can write those instructions on a tag or on the lid and give it to your friend or loved one when you give this as a gift. When you're ready to prepare it, you'll just need a large deep skillet or a large pot, and then the entire jar just goes right into the pot. And you'll just fill up your jar with water and then pour that over the top. So that's 4 cups of water or 1 quart of water, and that's all. That's all that needs to go in there. You'll stir this really well and try to incorporate those sauce powders in with the water. This will take a bit of coaxing, but it will happen. Go ahead and turn your heat on to medium-high and bring that up to a boil. And then you'll need to turn down your temperature to a medium-low. I ended up at a 3 out of 10 on my stove. And then I covered it, and it needs about 15 minutes of simmer time. And every once in a while, just come along and take that lid off, give it a stir. You just want to make sure the cheese and the pasta are not sticking to the bottom of your pan. But after about 15 minutes, you can remove the lid And you'll notice that your sauce has thickened up and there's a lot less liquid. That's because the pasta has absorbed that liquid as it cooks. Go ahead and taste. Make sure your pasta is getting tender, and you can add seasonings here if you need to. Allow this to cook another 5 minutes with the lid off. So an additional 5 minutes of a simmer uncovered. And that's it. It should be ready. When I went to take the pictures, it was about 10 minutes or so, and I wanted to show y'all just how it looks after about 10 minutes. The sauce thickens up upon standing. So there you go. There's our Cajun chicken pasta. Doesn't it look wonderful? The vegetables are there, the chicken's there, the pasta, the sauce. It's very good. I just topped it with a little bit of Parmesan and some chives I had growing in the garden. And that's it. We had this with a salad and with some garlic bread. It was delicious. I highly recommend this one. And like I said, it's fantastic to give as a gift. Okay, guys, thank y'all so much for watching. I appreciate you. And until next time, y'all take care and keep thriving.